back to our example, once we arrive at the eligible basis, the next step is the applicable fraction, and that is the portion of each building that is set aside for low-income households. The applicable fraction is done on a lesser of floor space fraction versus unit fraction. So that's floor space of the low-income units divided by the floor space of all the units. So that would exclude hallways and other common areas. Let's just look at an example here of the applicable fraction. Let's say building X, here's scenario 1. It looks like it has 8 units, and 50% of the units are low-income units. However, we note that those are smaller units, so the floor space fraction of those 4 low-income units is only 35% of the total units. So in this scenario for building X, the lesser of the 2 is 35%, and that would be the applicable fraction. Now, if we flipped that, the second scenario, we'd say, all right, we still have 50% of our units that are low-income units, but it's the larger units, so you don't get any extra bonus points saying, hey, look, I'm giving my spacious units or the ones with more bedrooms to low-income families. They say, well, it's still only 50% of the total. So this basically is a mechanism to keep everyone from in any way gaming the system and getting a larger applicable fraction. So the lesser of the 2 in scenario 2 is the unit fraction of 50%. So that's a simple example to explain applicable fraction. So let's go back to our example with building A and building B and assume that building A has an applicable fraction of 75% and building B has an applicable fraction of 100%. So basically building B has no market rate units, but building A has 25% of the units or square footage as market rate units. When we multiply eligible basis by applicable fraction, that gives us what's known as qualified basis. So we're almost home free as far as our annual tax credit calculation. The final step here is just to multiply the